What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name is D. Anthony with evolutiontraders.com. So in this video, I'm going to give you guys a very simple, supply and demand day trading strategy. You guys can use this whether you're trading equities or shares, right? Or you're trading options. So a lot of times traders are going to make things more difficult, right? You guys want some secret to this whole game, right? You want some secret strategy. You think that there needs to be 20, 50 different confluences that need to happen in order for you to make a trade. You think that there's some secret price. You're worried about all kinds of nonsense and news and dark pools and crap that you don't need to be really worried about. Day trade, uh, day trading can be very simple. Play price action, play supply and demand. You're going to be okay. You can literally use this strategy to make thousands and thousands of dollars on a day in and day out basis, depending on your account size. Obviously, if you've got an account size, a few $100s, a few $1,000s, you're not going to be making thousands and thousands of dollars, obviously, right? But you can definitely grow that account and get to a point where you can make thousands and thousands of dollars. I was trading with my one of the members in the Discord this morning, and we actually played this exact same strategy. You guys can kind of go back and look at some of the other videos that I just took, or the other video that I just made here, and we actually shorted Netflix, right, using the same strategy. So what I'm going to show you guys here is very simple. So what I have marked out here is pre-market highs on Nvidia sitting at 203.11. I've got 201.40, right, which is our first hour's highs here. Okay, 201.40. I've got the pre-market low sitting at 198.06, and I've got the day's low as of now because we've already taken out the first hour's low. Our first hour's low kind of came in here, correlated perfectly with the pre-market, so I really didn't need to add a new demand zone there. Kind of waited for us to bottom out and then bounce before I added the day's lows. So if you kind of do that, here's what we're looking at, right? If Nvidia is going to pop and it's going to take out the pre-market highs, or it's going to take out that opening range high of that first 30-minute candle, first hour candle, that's where I'm going to want to get long, depending on where that's at and where that meets. If it's over or under the pre-markets, definitely makes it a lot better of a trade. If we get over pre-market high and we're pushing higher, then that's definitely an A+ setup. I'm going to want to take a little bit more size on that. But in the case of Nvidia here, what we're looking at, if we're looking at this pre-market lows, we open up, we put in a little bit of a high here, we come back down, we're trading underneath the 20 SMA, we go sideways for 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 minutes, right? And finally here at 7:15, we finally break those pre-market lows. Now here's how you don't get trapped. Allow this to close, right? Allow this to close and do two things. Break the pre-market lows and allow it to either consolidate, bounce, right? So that's one. Allow it to consolidate sideways or bounce, okay? Or it needs to confirm right now, okay? So in this case on Nvidia, it confirmed right now. Here we've broken the pre-market lows. Here at 7:20 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, you would have had an entry short of around 197.69, or you could have taken the first entry here at 198.06. Again, in my Discord, I went ahead and I put 198.06 as the pivot level. That's what I was looking at to short Nvidia. So as soon as we break 198.06, I needed to do what? Two things, guys. I needed to either consolidate sideways or bounce, or I need the next candle to confirm those lows right away. And in this case, when it confirms the lows right away, you can go ahead and take that short position now, and you are able to ride this out within 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 minutes, essentially down to a price of 194. Guys, we're looking at almost a $3.50 move. Now, if you're a day trader, you're a scalper, and especially if you're playing options, this is one fantastic move that 9 times out of 10 is pretty much your one and done for the day. You take enough size on this contract, you don't need to be looking for another trade. You take enough size on this trade, you're not hunting down the next setup, right? You're going for a walk, you're going to breakfast, you're going to lunch, you're doing whatever that you need to do, right? You're going on about your day, you're going to work, right? Maybe some of you guys are working a 9 to 5. You're going about your day. We're talking about from a time of 6:30 when the market opens my time to 7:45. Essentially, you're already one and done. So that's what I'd be looking for. Always mark out your pre-market highs, your pre-market lows, and then 30 minutes after the market opens, you're going to get an hour candle close, right? So depending on what brokerage you're on, what trading platform you're using. Like for me, I'm using Thinkorswim. I'm also using the extended hours on. So my first hour candle of the day is going to close at 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm always going to mark out those highs and mark out those lows. After 7 a.m., I'm looking for the breaks. I'm looking for the breaks of the pre-market highs, or I'm looking for the breaks of the first hour candle. I'm looking for the washouts of the pre-market lows or the washouts of the first hour candle, right? And that's all I'm doing. Supply and demand. Now, if we're in between the ranges, then what you need to do is just stay patient, right? You don't need to be chasing. You don't need to be chasing. Now, there's different ways and different tools that you can add to your belt to kind of get early entries. And I kind of go over that in my course. I kind of go over that in the Discord, but that's for a little bit more experienced traders. If you're just starting out, you don't want to be, wrapping your head around 20 different, ideas and 20 different theories and 20 different strategies. This strategy alone will make you a living if you work it and you perfect it and you manage it correctly on a day in and day out basis. A lot of times traders, they want, they don't think it can be that easy, or they want to be taking 10, 20 different trades, the first 2 minutes of the market's open. Guys, talk to anybody who's been doing this for a while. Okay. Talk to anyone who's been doing this for a while. No one's going to, no one is taking 30, 40 trades, within the first 5 to 10 minutes of the market open. Allow the trades to come to you. Focus on risk management. Focus on your sizing. You don't want to be over leveraged. If you've got $1,000 account, you're not going to buy, 3 NVIDIA contracts at $250 and waste $750 of your total account size for it to go against you and not know how to manage that trade when it is going against you, and then to lose 60-70% of that. You'll be wiped out in one day. If you've got $1,000 account, I would start off trading one options contract, something that costs anywhere between $100 and $200 max, right? I would look to lose no more than 20, 25, 30% of that entire premium, right? So if I've got $1,000 account and I'm playing an options contract that costs $100, I'm not going to look to lose any more than $30 to $45 on the potential trade. If I do, I'll just consider it a scratch, look for another trade. I've still got more bullets in the chamber to kind of find that next trade that can kind of make that back or take me profitable on the day. So same thing, if you're playing a contract that's $200, for example, you've got $1,000 account, I'm not looking to lose any more than 50 to 60 bucks, right? If I do, then, I've got to get out of that trade, kind of protect my risk, understand there's always going to be another trade. There's always going to be another setup. I want to stay in the game, right? I'm not trying to retire off one trade. I'm trying to stay in the game for a long time. I want to be doing this for multiple years to come. Now, for myself, I've been doing this for 7.5 years, about 5.5 years full time. I understand that it can get very, very easy to try to reach for those big winners, especially if you've had those big winners, especially early in your trading career. You're always trying to chase the big ones, when in fact, it's just about stacking up small gains, compounding that account, and then just taking larger size, but still taking the small gains. So for example, if I get into a trade and let's say I'm playing one options contract and I'm up 40 or 50 bucks, if I had $1,000 account, I'm going to take that every single time. So when my account is 2,000, and instead of 1 or 2 contracts, I'm taking 3 to 4 contracts, that $40 or $50 is now going to be $60, $70, $80. And then when I have 3,000, now that's going to turn into like $100, $120, $130. So you can kind of see as your account size starts to grow, you can take more size, and you don't essentially need to have big moves. You can still play the same setups and take the same strategies and take the same setups, but you don't need to make $4, $5, $6, $7, $8. You get up to an account size with 20, 30, 40, $50,000 and you're taking 10, 15, 20 options contracts. That same little move that was making you $30 or $40 is now making you $300 or $400 in the same amount of time. I hope that makes sense. Make sure to stick around, comment, subscribe, join the Discord, get along and around other traders who are doing this on a day in and day out basis, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.